welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
I know, like last week they missed us because you were like buying a car or something.
I was busy taking care of stuff. It happens sometimes. Life happens and we got to deal with what life throws at you. So
I know, but before you went back home, you got to hang out with me.
I did.
All right. Yeah, we had some cool times in Texas, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
I got to come to Oregon. We got to do it in Oregon now.
This time it's going to be wines while we're out here.
Yeah, we're going to do wines in your area? Okay.
Oh, we got plenty of delicious wines.
Yeah.
We do.
So, speaking of wines, so my wife and I, we actually got another TV for the bedroom because, our house, we have so many people into it. We'd like to have separate spots. Guess what? The first movie we watched on the TV?
Princess Bride.
Bottle Shock. The story of the Montelena Chardonnay from 1973 that won the award in France.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So that's the first movie. Hey, what's up, my friend? First movie we watched on the TV was Bottle Shock, and we watched it front to back. And then yesterday, what did we do? We did the same thing that we did last Sunday. When we were here, is we picked out the rest of the cheese and meats and added some salads to it and poured a bottle of wine that we had that Gwen got from one of her store openings, and it was a great cab that we got. And I don't even think we didn't finish the bottle, so we still have it here. We're probably going to finish it off tonight.
Okay.
But tonight's show, we're going to kind of simulate what Gladys and I did while we were here. And that was the one thing. And by the way, I don't have, but I did it. And I wish I could set the second. I wish I should set the second camera up so I can actually do this to show you. But I don't have flight glasses. We did beer flights at places. And it made me go, that's another set of glasses I need at my place is a set of beer flight glasses.
Right.
I have them all ordered on Amazon. They'll be here tomorrow.
Well, I've been collecting. I had to get some color in this, so I had to move things around. But I've been collecting. I have like 3 of these smaller ones that are from my Oregon brewery running series. And it says, be active, have fun, give back. So this is like the regular size, but they have a smaller one. I have 3 of them. It looks like they're out. So I'm going to see if I could figure out where I can find a 4th one. But I do have my Life is Beautiful.
Aha.
So see the difference in the size. So what I did was, because I have my Life is Beautiful, it's here. I also have my little smaller ones.
Oh, yeah. I only have 1 of those. And that's from, I remember Alex who did the whiskey tasting with us. I have 1 with his logo onto it.
So I might use just this one. Well, I have 2 beers. They're both local. One of them is Vanguard Brewing craft beer. This is Bridging the Gap Gose. It's a sour, 4.3% alcohol by volume. This is the Rogue Dead Guy Pilsner. So the way I got this one, of course, with my run people, one of the folks, she texted the group and said, hey, Rogue is having a sale. Who wants beer? I'm like, and so we got 4 of these guys, dead guys. So there was various ones. I said, well, depends on what they have. And they're like, well, what do you want? I said, not an IPA. She sends me a picture of the cases and I went, oh. So there was 4 of these guys, and each one of these has 6 cans. There's 4 of them for $15, which was like, you're cheap. I'm like, go for it. Because one of these is normally about $15, just one. So to get 4 for $15, I wanted, So we all ordered, and the next time we did our run, she delivered. She's like, here you go. So that was cool. So this is Dead Guy Pilsner. This is a 5% alcohol by volume. It's clean, crisp, and refreshing with light malt sweetness and subtle floral.
Oh, I can't do it.
It has a smooth finish. And they are in Newport, Oregon. So that's where they are. Vanguard.
I wonder what I'm doing with my thing. So
I'm letting you do your thing. You're trying to show. You're trying to show.
Oh, I'm yeah. This is so these are mine.
Nice.
All right, and I have my Iron Wolf glasses because it's the smallest ones I have.
Right.
And those are the Dallas Blonde, which is a very famous Dallas beer. This is one of the first places that we went to with Gladys and I. And this was a mango sour that they were getting rid of. And then in the Dallas area, we have St. Arnold's. We have a one that you wouldn't like, a citrus shandy with lemon and grapefruit.
Okay.
And then because fall drinks are going to start tomorrow if you go to Starbucks, we have the Oktoberfest from St. Arnold's.
Okay, nice.
So now, while you continue, I got to put the camera back in place and switch to the camera.
Very cool. So this Vanguard, this I remember when they opened here in Wilsonville. Lynn and her husband started it. Her husband passed away, I think 3 years ago now, 3.5 years ago. And so Lynn was running the brewery, and she rehired somebody that had been there. He was helping with the brewery. He left and then came back, and then they got new owners. So they've continued on with some of the same, like Wigglebutt is one that was named after the dog because he always wiggled his butt. So they called him Wigglebutt, and that is still there. But they've added some new ones, and it's still, it's still local. My Wednesday run group, it's the Wilsonville Pub Run group. We meet at Vanguard Brewing, and then from there we run our 3, 4, 6 miles, depending on what we're doing. And sometimes we do travel to other locations here in Wilsonville, but Vanguard Brewing is our main location of where we start almost every Wednesday. I haven't been going because my schedule's been out of whack, so I haven't been doing it, but it is a good group. So for those that like running or walking, there's probably a local group for you, because my Saturday group, they meet Wednesdays in Tigard at the Tigard Tap House. Well, to get from Wilsonville to Tigard at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll take me 45 to 50 minutes to get there. Then I have to find parking. It's like an hour ordeal just to get there and park. And I'm like, I can't do it. And here I can run home, change, or at the office change, and then get to Vanguard Brewing in 5 minutes. So even right now it might be 7 minutes because of the construction going on, but it's still easy to get to. And I'm like, when I got introduced, I'm like, yes, so I have my Wednesday here. I could do Saturday in Tigard because on a Saturday I can get there in 20 minutes. But today I decided, am I going to do Dead Guy, which I do have it here, or I can do the Gose. And this is, since you're doing a sour, I might decide to go with this one because it's not what I would normally drink. But, sometimes we got to try something different. And this particular one, it was a collaboration, which I really liked. So Bridging the Gap is a collaboration with Santiam Brewing. Santiam Brewing. So Vanguard is here in Wilsonville. Santiam Brewing is in Salem, which is about a half hour south of here. They are a brewery, and they're in an industrial area. They have a 10-barrel brewery and tasting room with 15 beers that they have on tap. And they usually have a dedicated cask bar at cellar temperature with an additional 4 cask conditional ales on tap conditioned ales that are on tap from their beer engine, which is kind of cool. So this particular Bridging the Gap, it's a sour. So it is a fruited Gose, 4.3 percent alcohol by volume. It is crisp, it is fruity, it is tart, it is light, it is effervescent and slightly tart. It is a German style beer, and they're friends with Vanguard and Santiam are beer buddies, or just buddies, if you will. So they came together and did this collaboration. There should be a little bit of salt in there, some coriander, some black currant, and some fruit profiles in there. And there's this particular fruit that is a Filipino fruit that's supposed to give it that lemon, lime, and tangerine characteristics to help round it out. So in that sour, you get the citrus in there. So this one I'm curious about. So I think I'm going to try this one. Now, what I have for food is, you see this? It looks just like ground beef, right?
I was going to say granola, but anyway. I know you're not eating granola.
I'm not going to eat granola in my, so I put together, a few little things. So here's my taco shell.
I was going to guess tacos. All right. If there's ground beef like that, there's tacos coming.
Yes. And then I have cabbage, my lime, my tomatoes. I took my avocado to the office because I was going to, I made a sandwich and I wanted avocado in it, and I forgot my other half, which was supposed to go in here. I do have some hot sauce and some cheese. And then, of course, I have some beans in here with some sour cream to make like a dip. So since I have some chips in here, so I was trying to do a little bit of a pub fare without making it like fried. This is actually ground elk. It's Pacific Northwest elk with Pacific Northwest beer. In case you didn't know, elk has 30% more protein than ground beef. It is leaner and a lot healthier than ground beef. For those that might have issues with not being able to digest ground beef, like from a cow, elk is a lot kinder to our system. And when you get elk from the Pacific Northwest on the west of the Cascades, because the mountains that we have here, they eat berries, they get the sounds of the beach and all the salt and everything. So you get the beach feel. If you're on the east side of Oregon and what they're eating is desert berries and stuff, the beef out there tastes very different than the beef on the west side of the Pacific Northwest in Oregon. So
I'm sorry, when it comes to beef, there's one place that you need to be getting it from.
The store?
No.
From where? Oh, local farms?
Well, yes, local farms, but you know what I mean? This is the one place I'm going to say my state would dominate yours.
Oh, with beef? Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, elk or things like that, probably not, because they're not native to our area.
Right.
But beef, I'm sorry, there are more beef farms.
Oh my goodness,
anything.
I remember going to Saltgrass when I was in Houston years and years and years back in 2001.
Yeah.
And I had a steak that was like this big. It was as big as my head. It was so delicious. And then of course I had a
I'll take those remember the little sirloins we did? I have them. I have tons of them in my freezer. So anyway, so what I'm going to do tonight, guys, for food is we talked about doing like a bar food and springy type thing. So over the weekend, we fried up some chicken, and I just saved some of it, threw it in the air fryer tonight, just beforehand. I've got a crab salad dip that I can put with crackers, and then I have a pesto chicken wrap that I'm going to go. Now I have two different things, sauces wise, to go with my chicken. One, I have the ranch, which I'll probably dip the wrap in, but for my fried chicken, I'm probably going to dip it in my barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. So anyway, but and then I've got some crackers to put it down with. I thought about doing tons of other things, but I'm like, this is quite a different. I never usually have seafood and chicken. It's usually seafood and beef. So I decided to try this tonight because it's stuff we had out here, and thought I would actually do it and mix it with my beers. So
look at my little tacos.
My beer. Look at those. Look at them tacos, baby. Tacos.
Yeah, so gotta make it look kind of pretty, presentable. I have tons of pictures, y'all, that I owe you from the trip to Texas that will be posted. I just wanted to post the videos first before I posted the pictures. But I have tons of pictures from all the locations. I might just do a one dump of everything of all the locations. So I might just do that. So you got to show your picture of your food again, please.
Okay. I'm already tasting into my wrap.
We won't tell anybody.
Just after tasting that wrap.
Love it. Oh, love it. Perfect.
After tasting that wrap, I knew what beer to have with it on the four I picked, and that was the Oktoberfest from St. Arnold's.
Okay.
Really great chicken type beer. And I'm betting as I have the fried chicken, I'm going to get the same thing. That just fried chicken by itself. Now I've chopped it into pieces on the plate so I can taste it with different things.
Okay.
And I am betting that it's going to go with this Oktoberfest really, really well.
Look at that.
Mm. Which one is that now?
This is the Gose, the sour, the bridging the gap. So this one's going to be a fun one because I'm going to leave the Life is Beautiful because it kind of just goes.
Mm. So I take that back. The Oktoberfest and the fried chicken, not the greatest combination.
Oh, really?
So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to clear the palate and try this again. Luckily, I have 3 other beers.
Good deal. Yeah. So what was it? Did it just clash, or what was the
Oktoberfest is kind of gives me it kind of takes and darkens down the chicken flavor.
Ah.
I want to say it probably takes the oil that we fried it in, and probably the combination between the oil and the Oktoberfest, not a good combination.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to try mine.
But the blonde, it goes very, very well with the blonde. Oh.
Mm.
So my 4 beers, again, as I said to you, is the Dallas Blonde. 5.2. I got cans on all 4 of these. So 5.2 alcohol by volume. All right. This is the can. Very, very popular beer here in the Dallas area.
Okay.
And there are a lot of places that'll have this on tap.
Okay.
Probably, I'm not sure if we looked, but I think the one place we went to, the last 2 places that we went to, the one in Denton, I think probably would have had this on tap. Even though they have their own beers, they would have had that as an extra.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But mostly when we went to those places, we were tasting their in-house beers because we were doing a flight.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So my beans with sour cream, somebody looked at me kind of weird when I said sour cream for the beans. But it's like if you're having a dip, you add, there's one of my tomatoes fell in here, which is fine. So I got sour cream, tomato, and pinto beans. And this goes very well with the sour.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dip.
This is a pretty good crab dip I got here. And this is from Kroger.
Okay, I was going to ask if it was Kroger brand or just bought
Kroger. And actually, they had it in the case that you can get it same day fresh. Or they had in the seafood section yesterday's for $5. All right. I tasted the next days and I thought that's pretty good, but I'm going to do the from the case because it's still going to sit an extra day in my refrigerator anyway. I will say it's a little better fresh. Probably better that first day than the second day. So, but it is still pretty good. And I'm going to try. I'm going to say probably this citrus shanty is probably going to be its best match.
Elk can really hold up to hot sauce, cabbage. It just, and the longer you cook elk, the even softer it gets, but it's a very lean meat. And this is locally, it was hunted down. Yes. I got a neighbor that goes elk hunting. So this was a hunted down, with the license and the tag. You only get so many tags per year. And there is an area where there is an overgrowth of elk.
Yeah.
They're able, it's very specific where they're allowed to hunt. But this was pretty good. And I like the beans too. The beans go well with this sour. Mind you, with the tomato, it's got a good flavor there. Again, it's like a dip.
Okay, the crab dip, I've tried it with everything but the blonde, and I'm telling you, it goes good with everything so far. Of course, there's the cracker to neutralize it.
Okay. I'm not a big sour fan, but I know I tasted that mango one when we were there, and I was like, okay, that was a little different. It was very fruit forward. This is not overly fruit forward, but it has a very refreshing taste to the palate. So I'm making them up.
Well, I mean, when it comes to beers, I like the fruited sours if I'm going to drink it. If I'm doing tasting, I'll taste almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
I like to taste IPAs. I'm not a fan of drinking IPAs, but remember that one IPA we had? It really didn't taste like an IPA.
Yeah. I love the name. Something Faith.
Yeah, like Blind Faith or something.
Blind Faith. That's what it was. And it was
did not taste like an IPA at all.
No.
It's almost like the hoppiness got died back into it. So
they did a beautiful job with that one, but I don't know that I would have called that an IPA if I was in a blind taste test. And y'all, I keep telling you, I don't like IPAs because they all taste like grapefruit. This was Blind Faith, and it did not taste like grapefruit.
And I think we were like tapped on options at that place, though, if I recall.
We were.
That's why we did that.
We're like, okay.
But
because we didn't want the ciders.
Yeah, we didn't go ciders. There's only one place we tasted ciders, and remember that it was at second place, and they kind of said, well, the cider's kind of not included.
Yeah, and they brought us
anyway. Yeah,
they called it a splash.
Yeah.
So instead of 4 ounces, Tim got an extra 2 ounces of the sour.
Anyway.
Well, that happened to me. I did take a picture. I have to post it, or I might have posted. I can't remember. It's a newer brewery. They are European style, more a British style beer. And I did the flight, and they asked me. They said, "Well, you could do this one because there's a barrel one that is at room temperature." Close to room temperature. Then the other one is cold. And so they said, well, if you're not going to include it, I said, well, I wouldn't have gotten, because it's the two that are similar, but the way that they present it is different. So they gave me a splash of the cold one versus the room temperature one. And when I paired them next to each other, the flavor profile, even though it was pretty much the same, it really was not. The end process was different. And especially the barreling and all that gave it a different flavor, but it just had a different refreshingness to it because one was cold, and so you get this crispiness from it, and the other one was room temperature, so it was a little bit more mellow. So when it comes to this one, it's not as sour, because usually when I do a sour, it hits me right here, and I go, "Ooh, I tasted that sour." I like that this one is not overly sour. Mm-hmm. That's a nice thing. It is definitely effervescent. You can see the bubbles in there. It is slightly tart. And I think because they made it in a German style, I think that's what toned down that harshness that hits you in the back of the throat here. It does have that nice little fruitiness to it. When it comes to the citrus portion of it, let me see if I can get that lemony lime.
No, when I have the sours, it really makes me want to pucker up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it hits me right in the back of the tongue, makes me almost want to suck my cheeks in.
Right. And right. I think that because they put that citrus in there,
yeah,
I think that's what toned it down. So I'm not really feeling a lot of the citrusiness because I'm seeing it more as the sour portion of it, but it definitely, the fruit forwardness of this one is definitely fruit forward to me. Yeah. It's very refreshing. I mean, I could put this in a wine goblet and it will look like a rosé.
Yeah. Okay. So we're making Luana a little hungry. Nice. Of course, Luana, that is the objective of the show, to make you want to eat and drink and enjoy it. But thank you for commenting. All right, and then we have, speaking of beef, I've observed that a local McDonald's, double quarter pounder was surprisingly good. I got news for you. I've always loved McDonald's beef. Their hamburgers, I just love them. All right, I can eat the regular cheeseburger by itself, but I've taken the cheeseburger and now they have the options. You can doctor it, or customize it as they call it. I call it doctor. All right. Because I've taken my regular cheeseburger, added some lettuce, tomato, changed the mayo out because I like mayo more than mustard.
Okay.
And then I've added some bacon to it. Ooh, baby, was it good.
Now, did you do that at home?
No.
They do it
you can do that on the app in McDonald's now.
Wow.
And I've done it from my actual phone app of McDonald's and custom made it and then go in and pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus a little extra now.
All right. Of course, especially if you're adding bacon.
Yeah. There used to be an option when many years ago before this whole, ordering it on the app and the digital store, that you used to be able to, and they didn't have an upcharge for it. You used to be able to add the lettuce, tomato, to a regular cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger, and then you could actually add the Big Mac sauce to it, and it tastes like a Big Mac, but it wasn't as big. In other words, because it took out, there was some stuff in there that was taken out in that layer, and it really made the double cheeseburger really good because there's the Big Mac has the double buns.
Yeah, I was going to say, could you get it?
You take the one out of the middle, it takes and brings it down some.
That's what I was going to ask. Can you order a Big Mac and tell them no middle bun?
I've not tried that. No, I've not tried to customize the Big Mac yet. I've only customized the McDouble. I've customized the regular cheeseburger, and I've customized a quarter pounder. So, but
what I have done in the past.
Fast food place what was the other fast food place's motto? Have it your
Whataburger?
way. Burger King, have it your way.
Well, what I have done at McDonald's, it's been a long time because I hardly ever eat there, but I have gotten no onions on the Big Mac and no salt on the fries. And what that does is that you're getting a fresh Big Mac and you're getting fresh fries, because the moment fries come out, they add salt to it. So if you're getting no salt, they have to make you a fresh batch of fries.
Yeah. But now most of McDonald's now, because like I watched my local one here, it's mostly done by app and by the order panel.
Right.
It's not done manually. You don't walk up to the counter anymore. And then they have a window you can see through for where the order comes out. And I'm sitting there, it seems like they're making everything fresh now. It's not, they don't have the panel of 52 burgers up there for you to pick from and add it to the cart. And I think that's become to a very fast, fresh thing, as opposed to the original McDonald's concept was the speedy system and the fact that it was out there.
Right.
They made they had so much traffic coming through, they were able to make burgers and sell them within 5 minutes.
Right. And they can still do it fast, even if you take an extra 30 seconds.
Even the making to order, they're still doing very fast. Oh.
My local McDonald's here.
Beers I'm having tonight, the citrus shanty is really, really, really my favorite. The St. Arnold's, citrus shanty, which I'm blown away. All right, I know I like the Armor Brewing stuff, but man,
yes, that was the food was delicious. The beer was really good. I didn't know what to expect at the other places, but that Armor Brewery, it was worth the drive out there.
And I told you about that one months ago.
Yeah.
When we first went to it. So, I mean, and yeah, and I told you, I said, if we're going to do one, we're going to drive out there. And then we went to a whole other town from there. All right. Because that was the one I wanted to try. There's other things over there, but I wanted to go to one central area. But yeah.
Well, we only had so many hours in the day. And we wanted to do everything during the daylight. So we had time. I mean, I had a 7 a.m. flight the next day, so I had to get up early. And thank you to Gwen for taking me to the airport at all hours and dropping me off. I will tell you a story with that. So she drops me off. And so I go in, and all I see is Delta. And I'm like, Delta, Delta, Delta. So I'm walking. And the terminal essentially ends. And I went, well, maybe it was the next terminal. All right. So I come out. I then walk to the next building for the next terminal. And all I see is United, I think it was. And so I went up to them. I said, I'm at a loss. I said, this is what I'm looking for, which was Alaska. And they're all like, okay, well, did they drop you off at the wrong one? I said, I was dropped off at the other building. It's like, oh, that's where it's at. And I was like, and she goes, all you saw was Delta? And I said, yes. And she goes, it's all the way at the other end of the building against the wall.
Man.
When I went in, I didn't look all the way to the end. I looked and it was Delta, Delta, Delta. So I went back. She goes, just go to the next building, go in. Just keep going. And I did. And I kept going. And sure enough, there they were up against the wall, one little, corner. And I was like, okay, then. Oh, my goodness. So then going through TSA and people were just not in a good mood that morning. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, it's okay. I got my seat. My seat is my seat. I still have time. I'm good. I was going to go to this one area, and I went to this one after you pass, once you get past the first checkpoint, to check your bags. And the one I picked, which was this side, the agent was in training. So they're having to explain everything that's on the x-ray to her. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I started laughing inside. And there's this couple that's right there that they are just not having it. And I said, it looks like she's in training. And they're like, we see that. And they're so mad. So they pull out my bin and I thought they were going to check it. No, they push it through again. Cause I'm like, I have nothing in my bag. I checked my bags or my one bag and I had my backpack and that was it, so I'm like, there's nothing in there. I know there's nothing in there. So they push it back through again. And there was nothing. So it was fine. And so then I'm like, I told the couple that were all, cause at this point, all their stuff came out. I said, well, have a great flight. And they're like, thanks. And I'm still waiting for my stuff. And then I found there was a 7-Eleven inside the airport. I was like, oh my goodness, 7-Eleven. I had to take a picture. Because I thought that was funny. I had never seen a 7-Eleven inside an airport. So
7-Eleven started in Dallas. That's why.
Got it. Okay. Well, I almost stopped to get coffee there just because I was like, well, why can't I get a 7-Eleven coffee? I didn't. I was like, just go, and by the time I got there, they had just started boarding. So it was like perfect timing for me to get there. It was fine. I was tired and it was a direct flight, which was nice. We touched down a little early. So I was out of the airport by 9:30 in the morning and home by 10-ish.
Wow.
And I put all my stuff away and then I went to the office. And then from there, I headed on over to the dealership because they knew I was coming. I was like, before I left for Dallas, I'm like, I don't have the mind power right now. I was just so anxious because I had a 5K. I had my first triathlon. I then was going to Dallas. And I'm like, I can't deal with the car right now. And so they waited for me and they got the car ready and I test drove it. I test drove another one, which I really, really liked. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending that kind of money. So I went with what I originally was looking at and got it all taken care of. So that was my entire Monday got eaten up by travel and vehicle. And then the rest of the week was catch up on work and stuff. So it's been interesting. And then did a 5K on Sunday. After they did Hood to Coast, a lot of people usually that Sunday from Hood to Coast, which is 199 miles from Mount Hood to Seaside. It's so many people. I mean, thousands of people from around the world are there. 2 vans. Each one has 6 people. They switch off. It takes pretty much 24 hours to get through 199 miles. And usually they're there on Sunday. Nobody from Hood to Coast, but it was over 100 degrees. So I think they all said, we're done.
Wow.
So I think it was only like 98 or 99 degrees that Sunday. And it was a smaller group than I've ever seen, but it's sometimes we do get heat in the Pacific Northwest. Doesn't always happen, but it can. So that's where, and then today's just been like back to normal crazy day. So, but prepping for the podcast for today, that was fun. My neighbor, Michael, thank you, Michael, he's my shout out to my neighbor for taking care of my food sometimes. And he says, you've simplified the podcast, haven't you? I said, we have. We're not doing all the crazy. I mean, we still sometimes will go all out and do a little craziness, but we have simplified it to make it easier on both of us.
No.
So that's all I got. And I didn't open the Rogue. So Rogue is here, but Vanguard, bridging the gap. Oh, and I love it because they do their own bottling.
Yeah.
And this particular one, they just they hand write it, even though they do have some of their bottling that is their bottle. They've collaborated with other. There was a barbecue joint that they did an IPA for them. And it's, it's all about collaboration with a lot of these breweries because that's the way you just support local. Drink local, support local, buy local, and that's what helps everybody have good products.
Well, to me, if you're going to buy beer, buy a local brewery.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, you guys know I got a fridge full of Corona and Modelo. I do.
Yeah.
But I will take these local beers all day long.
Yeah.
All right. I went specifically and bought these beers I got like a local 6-pack yesterday of just different beers because I wanted, and I still have 2 others in there.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I went to the Kroger today because the Kroger that I have here, you can make your own 6-pack. Mm-hmm. That's not there anymore. And I went, wait a second, that's what I came in here for. And I said, well, Nakasi had a 12-pack that was like $21, but it had 2 IPAs and 2 others. And I'm like, I don't drink IPAs. So why am I going to spend $21, $22? Because then they charge you per can 10 cents. Yeah. I'm like, if I do that, then I'm going to end up spending $22, $23. And I'm not even going to touch half of these. I'm like, nope. And I said, I'm just going to go to Vanguard. So this one beer was $5. Although I think there was some specific ones that were $3.25. It's fine. I got what I wanted, which was this particular one. And I already know I like Wiggle Butt. It's fun. I didn't want a stout. And because I had this Pilsner, I didn't want a Pilsner. So I wanted something different. They did not disappoint. So thank you, Vanguard. You've done good.
Well, I mean, I was originally going to do this. I had the 2 from Armor. I actually have 4 different Armors in my house. And I was going to do it just from that brewery. And then I'm like, let me go grab a couple extras. All right. Stretch the budget. And the St. Arnold, which they said, it's a brewery we discussed while we were sitting at one of the places because they had a wall with different breweries. Now, it's there. And St. Arnold is Texas' oldest craft beer brewery. So it is. It's one of the oldest craft beer breweries. And we just didn't get any because the last place we went to, we kind of just had drinks. We didn't have beers.
Right.
You know what I mean? We kind of just sat and had a relaxing drink because it didn't have food. And I know the first 2 places we went to, we were able to order food with. And they were more of a hangout type spot brewery. Yeah. All right. And which is the kind of stuff that that's what I was looking for. The last 2, one of them, because we looked at the map as we were looking at downtown Denton, Texas, and the last one Gladys found and she did the research on it, and she said this is the oldest brewery or the oldest bar in Denton, Texas. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the reasons we went there, and that was the one they have no food. They had a lunch truck out front. I think
and they weren't even open. It was Greek food. It wasn't even open yet.
It wasn't even open, yeah. But we decided to just finish the day there, and we had one last drink. I will say this in tastings. When you go out to tastings like that, now we picked 4 places. To me, once you pass 4 places, your taste palates need a break.
Yeah, I think 3 would have been ideal.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that last 4th one because it was the history of it. Yeah. We wanted to go there. We knew there was not going to be local beer, so we said, you know what, we're going to consider this our after dinner drink / dessert if we want.
And actually, I think I had vodka there. But I mean, yeah, like when I go to Napa, after we've hit the 3rd winery, it's too much. I mean, the reason we got to 4 is because we only did a flight of 4 beers at each place,
and we shared it.
Winery, how many wines do they give you?
Yeah, and we shared that flight.
Yeah,
so each one at each place. We didn't get 2; we got 1 flight, and we shared it.
And so neither one of us, I think, were buzzed because it's such a spread of time tasting 4 beers.
And food, and so between the amount, the time, and the food. Yeah.
So one of the reasons we did it, what we're going to talk about as we go into the actual guys is sign up for our what we've called it is the the VIP inner circle, all right, or I don't like that name.
You don't like our Insiders Club anymore?
Our Insiders Club. We got to come up with a better name for it. But anyway, I was actually looking for there we go. But we're coming up with a VIP club. One of the reasons why we did this is what we're going to be doing in the future. Is we're going to be doing tasting experiences with you guys, to where we may go through and say, you meet us in this town. If you're part of the Insiders Club, you meet us in this town. You pay for your own tab at each location, all right? Or we may put it together in a package where it includes a tasting at each location, and we literally pick you up at your hotels in a limo, so you're not driving. All right, and we have a driver who drives us all to locations, and we put an experience together, right? That's why last one I did this, and I'm going to come up to Oregon, and we're going to do it up in Oregon, and then the first two places we're kind of going to do this is going to be Dallas and Oregon, all right, and we're going to probably do experiences similar to what we did here, which is beer here, and we're probably going to do wine in Oregon, but we haven't decided. Gladys says we're doing wine there, but we haven't decided on that yet.
That's true. That is very true.
But
there's also plenty of beer out here and plenty of distilleries that are absolutely delicious. Wine is just one of the things that's
there's so many experiences you can go to an area and do, and that's what we want to do, and why we're going to create this. All right, but we're going to do this with our Insiders Club or our VIP Club, whatever we're going to call it. And maybe those people who join it get to help us rename it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Because our name to our podcast, it changed within a couple of months of starting it, just because we were chatting. And I was like, well, you got to like the way you drink. You got to like the way you drink. If you don't like it, don't drink it. And then it's like, you know what? That's going to be our new name. So we went from the Lady G and Mr. T to Like the Way You Drink podcast. And we love it.
When we started the podcast, we didn't know what we were going to do. We just started the podcast. We knew what we wanted to do. The concept, and believe it or not, the concept is still the same.
Yep.
The name changed, the brand changed, the ideas changed, but the concept, this is the same concept we started the day we sat down in that country club in the Colony, Texas, and talked about it.
Loved it. So thank you all for supporting us this whole time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those that comment. I know Mark, he wants to start putting a bet as to what team's going to be doing better. We'll talk about that next month, maybe, possibly. We'll see. I'll think about it. But just so y'all know, in case you didn't know, that Tim's and my company, we are Simple Easy Websites and Insurance by Design. We are the sponsors of this podcast. So our businesses pay all the bills. Therefore, you get to listen a little bit to what we do and why we do it and how we serve and who we serve. And then if you know of somebody that needs these services, please do share. Say, hey, listen to this podcast and they can help you with your website, or they can help you with your benefits. So,
shall I play some commercials?
Yes.
Welcome to Insurance by Design, the expert in crafting tailored employee benefits packages, working with both your English and Spanish-speaking staff. Led by the acclaimed Gladys Boutwell, we're licensed to serve you in Oregon and Washington. Gladys brings a wealth of expertise with an MBA in international business and leadership, and is a certified insurance counselor. Honored for her contributions to Latino equity in Oregon, Gladys is also a best-selling author. Her book, Health Insurance Secrets Revealed, is revolutionizing how we understand insurance. With bilingual prowess, Gladys enhances communication, making insurance smoother and easier for all your employees. Is your website attracting the traffic and engagement it deserves? At SimpleEasyWebsites.com, we specialize in transforming ordinary websites into extraordinary experiences. Our experts know what it takes to make your online presence stand out and succeed. Gain valuable insights and tailored strategies with our professional website review. Don't let your website be just another page in the digital world. Visit simpleeasywebsites.com now and book your consultation today.
And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my partner for actually doing this with me for now 3 years.
I know. It's been awesome. I brag about him all the time.
Cool. Anyway, each week, each episode is a different drink, a different food, a different recipe. And sometimes we're tasting the same things. Sometimes we're tasting things that are different. Either way, we make this an experience. It's fun.
And hopefully it's as fun for you as it is for us. Thank you all for being here. Life is beautiful, and let's enjoy it.
All right, guys. Like the way you drink. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.